Leader of the clan.
I'm the father of the clan, but not the leader.
You're the father of the clan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, put me right.
No, you okay?
Are you happy with that tonight?
First of all, I gotta say, congratulations.
Tyson Fury's father, John Fury, has been on a social media rant after his son lost to Alexander Usyk for the second time this year in their unified World Heavyweight Championship rematch. While his rants have mainly been targeted at Alexander Usyk, the three judges on Fight Night and the World Boxing Council, he recently fired shots at his son, Tyson Fury, as well, for being too careless and unprepared to have lost against the same opponent.
We were saying that on the broadcast. They needed mercy.
You needed mercy, you know, and at the end of the referee scene, it's the light, and you know what? Good refereeing, but there's clots of blood over there.
When John Fury insulted Alexander Usyk and the judges, he had called them robbers for choosing to manipulate the system in favor of Alexander Usyk. However, despite initially claiming Usyk cheated his son out of victory, John Fury went ahead to blast his son for preparing so much only to come up with a loss.
People in the UK, what doubted my son, I said, every TV company you want sacking off. Sack them off Monday morning, so they don't.
The British heavyweight spent months in a training camp in Malta and cut off all communication with his household, including his wife Paris and his father, John Fury. Only his trainers, Sugar Hill Stewart and Andy Lee, were present, while Shane Fury, Tyson's brother, joined them later on. Hence, John felt Tyson had taken things too far and had even impacted his relationships, only to come up with a loss.
Ringcraft, skill, strength, fighting know-how prevails on the end, and he just had too many tricks in his arsenal for Derek, you know, but...
John said, "He kept me back from his camp in Malta and never reached out for months only to lose. That's crazy, to push everyone that far and not win. That's a disgrace." When asked about the conditions before the fight, including his relationship with his father, Fury had responded, "Like I say, I've not spoken to anybody. Shane's been with me the whole camp. We've had 60 days together, each other's company, killing each other. He's called me more useless things than ever before. Huey come over 2 weeks ago, and that's it."
You can be a part of them all this time for the match.
It's difficult, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Do you think that he will...
I've not spoken to anybody. When I say I've not spoken to anybody, I really haven't spoken to anybody. Just been focused on the fight and doing my job, you know, being in camp. I was in Malta. It was decent weather, dry, we had good facilities and stuff. And literally, I went to the gym in the morning, came back, had my food, went to the gym in the evening, came back and had my food. Then I'd watch TV, went to bed, got to bed early, woke up early, and the only time we left was to go to the gym, or we went to the church on a Sunday. That was it.
He will be furious, he will be angry.
Who, Alexander?
Yes, Usyk.
No, he won't be furious. He'll be okay.
You will be furious.
Dethroned world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury appears to be at peace with the man his father headbutted prior to his first fight with Alexander Usyk. Prior to his son's first defeat to the undisputed heavyweight king in May, John Fury headbutted Stanislav Stepchuk on the eve of the fight. Usyk's friend got a little too close to the action, but appeared to be an innocent bystander before Fury Sr. decided to assault him at a press event.
Почався. Ну, це не те, що був там конфлікт. Просто вигукнули Усік, і він зірвався.
That's not a lot of conflict as we think. We just shout in the name of Alexander Usyk, and
the former bare-knuckle boxer was left with blood pouring from his head and was swiftly criticized by the boxing public. Tyson, who was not present when the debacle unfolded, went on to lose a split decision, then lost by an even wider margin in Saturday's second salvo. But it was all water under the bridge when the Gypsy King bumped into Stepchuk outside the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh this past weekend. And Fury was only too happy to pose for a picture with the Ukrainian as they shared a few words.
And John Fury has mad about it and do what he do.
Образ не було.
We didn't offend him.
John was noticeably absent from his son's corner in Saudi Arabia after attracting criticism for his behavior during the bout back in May. The Galway native was seen shouting over Fury's main trainer, Sugar Hill Stewart, and offering contradictory advice as he stumbled to his first career defeat. Many felt Fury should step his dad down for the rematch if he was to stand the best chance of redemption.
Знає, що він робить.
Because he's nervous, he's not stable and emotional now. we think that he's nervous and he's.
And although the 34-1 fighter said he was in the dark regarding whether his dad would be in his corner, it's possible those dramatics from the first encounter with Usyk played a role in his absence on Saturday. John offered a half apology to everybody involved after once again stealing the spotlight with his antics earlier this year. However, he was still adamant Stepchuk was deserving of the attack. Sincere apologies to everybody involved. To be honest with you, it's just the way we are, he told Seconds Out.
Сейчас не понял.
A sense of hatred, is that growing now between the two teams?
Yeah, I think
However, while John Fury feels like Tyson Fury's performance was a disgrace, Hearn reckons that it's time for the long-awaited Battle of Britain with his fighter Anthony Joshua, whose schedule is free in 2025.
Where does he go from here?
Who?
Tyson Fury.
There's only one fight, but there's no point in me. It's not the time to start calling the fight out. You don't know what Fury's going to do. Maybe he doesn't want to fight again. The one thing I will say.
Eddie Hearn, Joshua's promoter, insists a Wembley showdown next year between the two would be a box office smash, even if both men are coming off losses. Joshua was knocked out by IBF champion Daniel Dubois in October. The reality is, there's only one fight for Tyson Fury, and that's Anthony Joshua. It's the biggest fight in the history of British boxing, and everyone will want to see it, Hearn told DAZN. That wasn't Tyson Fury who looked finished. It wasn't a flat performance, it wasn't a poor performance. He didn't look gun-shy or like his punch resistance was in question. Tyson Fury is still potentially at the peak of his powers, just not good enough to beat Alexander Usyk.
So for me, the only fight to make is AJ Fury, but let's see.
Is that half the reason why AJ waited to see? Because obviously, and Turkey said in an interview with us, he doesn't want to make AJ Dubois next.
Yeah, I mean...
For me, AJ against Fury is the one. One at Wembley and then back out here for Riyadh season. I will be pushing His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh to make the fight. Even when there might have been considerations to return John Fury to Tyson's corner, his misbehaviors outside the ring were enough to push him further away. To further complicate things, he recently got into a brawl during his son Tommy Fury's press conference, an incident which got him several trolls.
Oi, shut up, Little John, be quiet. Listen, Little John, you could leave my son Tyson's name out of your mouth. What? Leave his name out of your mouth. You're good enough to suck his dick.
Chaotic scenes unfolded at the press conference announcing Tommy Fury's fight against Darren Till. Fury will make his long-awaited return to boxing in the new year when he takes on former UFC star Till at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester on January 18. The former Love Island contestant has not stepped foot inside the ring since his controversial win over YouTuber turned boxer KSI in October last year.
Pig's eyes. Pig's eyes. Hang on, no one's seen you since Usyk bladdered Tyson. Where have you been? Go back to where you fucking came from, mate. Pig's eyes. Pig's eyes. Shut up.
Fury had been tipped to make an appearance on this year's I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here. But reports claimed he pulled out for a more lucrative offer, and as the fighters faced off for the first time since the bout was announced, things turned dramatic with John Fury at the center of the action again. As Fury and Till traded insults, both camps had to be restrained as things became nasty, with John seen throwing a glass of water at Till. It was thrown to limited effect, however, with Tommy left soaked by his father, but it still incensed Till, who was seen attempting to charge towards the 59-year-old.
Little John, shut up. Little John, shut up.
All this bullshit talk goes out the window. It goes out the window on the 18th. It goes out the window on the 18th.
The Liverpudlian was held back by security guards, with John showing no signs of backing down as he looked to confront his son's opponent after taking his jacket off. The clash came after a heated press conference where the pair repeatedly threw insults at each other. Fury had taunted Till by saying, "Listen, Darren, you've got to walk into the firing line, mate." Till replied, "Well, at the end of the day, if I can't beat you, I'll just kick you in the face in there. How about that?" "Well, that's not gonna happen, is it, Darren?" Fury replied.
You're an idiot! Hey, you're absolutely...
Because we ain't in the cage now. We're in the boxing ring, and you're gonna find out that boxing is very different to MMA. This didn't dissuade Till, who continued to threaten his opponent as he said, "Well, it obviously is. How are you going to stop me? If I'm losing the fight, I'm going to kick you straight in the face. You won't know what's hit you." Fury then said, "Well, if you kick me straight in the face, then it'll be a proper fight, isn't it? But then I'll win because I'm a proper fighter," Till added. "I don't walk into a room like this and go, Not one of the people in here is a threat to me. Security, your dad are not a threat to me. I'm an MMA fighter, so if I'm gonna kick you or elbow you in the face, I'm gonna do it, and no one can do anything about it, so how about that? Till then taunted Fury further as he said, Tommy, you've got the IQ of a loaf of bread. What are you on about? You're an empty head. Before John launched his attack via his glass of water. That came after John had also traded insults with Till, with John labeling him Pig's Eyes, before Till called him Little John. As the pair engaged in a war of words, John had said, leave my son Tyson's name out of your mouth, before calling him Pig's Eyes on 8 separate occasions. He then labeled Till a disgrace to Liverpool and having the face of an idiot. Till had responded by claiming, Tyson came to spar me and I treated him like a baby. Nobody's seen you since Usyk blattered Tyson. Where have you been, Little John? Go back to where you freaking came from, mate. Little John, shut up. Throughout all of the Barbs, KSI, who is the CEO of Misfits Boxing, the promotion that is hosting the fight, was seen laughing and enjoying himself as the anticipation only rises ahead of January's main event. Even during the pre-fight media day for their initial match, Tyson Fury's father, John Fury, was embroiled in a fracas as well. Fury Sr. was seen launching a headbutt at one of Alexander Usyk's entourage before security stepped in, and Fury Sr. was pictured with blood pouring from a cut.
Fury! 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 Fury!
Tyson Fury's father headbutted a member of Alexander Usyk's entourage after he entered his space and disrespected his son, he has admitted. John Fury was left bleeding from his forehead after he launched the attack in the lobby of the Riyadh Hilton Hotel in Saudi Arabia.
Let's go, John. Let's go, John.
Let's go!
Footage that quickly circulated on social media showed Fury Sr. lashing out with his head towards Stanislav Stepchuk, who was wearing Usyk's team tracksuit. He then had to be restrained after security stepped in to prevent any further confrontation. Fury Sr. has now revealed that he became embroiled after members of Usyk's camp repeatedly roared their man's name at Fury's entourage. I was sat there minding my own business, he told IFL TV, wearing a cap that covered up the mark on his head. All I could hear was, Usyk, Usyk, Usyk. He described the chanting as madness and said he launched the headbutt after some little idiot came forward in my space.
Goes on. You know, I'm saying to everybody with a pair of ears, you know, let's be respectful to one another. All I can say, Usyk.
Tempers flared after the two teams crossed paths in the hotel lobby on Monday, leading to a violent confrontation that overshadowed the pre-fight media day ahead of Saturday's undisputed world heavyweight title fight. Both camps were chanting the name of their respective fighters, but John Fury crossed a line when he became physical and assaulted Stepchuk. There was a football atmosphere as both camps tried to deafen the other with chants, but Fury became the hooligan. Footage of the incident showed Fury Sr. touching heads with one of Usyk's group and, having been pulled away, then appearing to headbutt another of the Ukrainians' party. It was the 59-year-old father of the Gypsy King who was cut, however, and despite his attempts to wipe the blood away, it continued to flow. He had to be restrained repeatedly, while Usyk's camp repeatedly roared their man's name at Fury's entourage. When asked what had happened, Fury Sr. said his was minding his own business, but become embroiled by how they were disrespecting my son. Speaking to another news source, he said, all I could hear was, Usyk, Usyk, Usyk. Coming out with all that rubbish, he's in my face trying to be clever. Coming into my space, Usyk, Usyk. Nobody's bothering with them. I was only chanting my own son's name.
You say, what do you think we're just stand there with our fingers in our mouth, not doing nothing? I'm full of testosterone, man. I'm ready to go 24 hours a day from my boot to the top of my head. That's what I want to do. I want to get in and stuck in. Whip, 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 whip.
Fury Sr. added, I'm going to stand up for my son. At the end of the day, my son is the best in the world, and I want people to respect him and give him the credit that he deserves. He's the best in the world, and when people start saying this and saying that, when I was among them, all I could hear was madness. Some little idiot came forward in my space, he got what he got, and that's the end of it. He had walked away from the fracas screaming, "We live for blood and guts." Fury Sr. did issue an apology, however, telling Seconds Out,
I'm for this fucking shit. I live for blood, guts and horror. Blood, guts and horror.
Sincere apologies to everyone involved. It's just the way we are. Emotions and tensions are running high. Fury Sr. apologized for the incident, but insisted he had been provoked into the headbutt. He was a very disrespectful fella. If you come close in a fighting man's space, you're gonna cop for something. What matters to me is respect for my son, and he wasn't showing any of it. He mentioned my son, and that was it. So he had to have it.
Just want to apologise to my good friend, His Excellency, about my behaviour this evening in the greatest country in the world, Saudi Arabia. Apologies.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
It doesn't bother me bleeding. It's what we live for. We're fighting people. Usyk's promoter, Alex Krasyuk, admitted the confrontation was a bad look for the sport. I apologized because I thought initially that one of our guys hit John, but then I saw the video and saw it was vice versa, Krasyuk said. So do I take my apology back because it was his misbehavior? He has to apologize because this does not give a good impression about us to the rest of the world? It's up to him.
He said you disrespected Tyson Fury.
Якщо він від імені з ним таке відбувається, він перегрівається. Що буде на рингу, коли
Usyk's team and Fury's team are fighters. It wouldn't be good if it got out of control. Usyk would say, "Don't touch my guys, they are dangerous." Tyson Fury missed the incident after speaking to the media in a side room. However, Tyson Fury was in shock when seeing his father pour with blood, but began laughing as he knows what John is capable of. "What's happened to your head, you silly? How have you cut yourself like that?" Tyson asked. Initially, he didn't have a full grasp of the happenings. He only knew there was a brawl, and when he was asked about it, he replied as one who truly had little knowledge of what really played out. "I didn't see anything. I was in the room doing interviews, but I'm not here for all that. I'm here to get the job done and go home and rest," the heavyweight said. But once he got a full grasp of the event, probably after getting the narration from his father, he soon became more furious in another interview. Of course, you'd expect one as vocal and dramatic as John Fury to be a little exaggerated in his narrations, hence Tyson's Fury. That was really crazy. I spoke to my old man and he told me everything. I don't know, but I refuse to be distracted by that. I'd revenge for him in the ring. He wants some blood in return. I'll get it for him, he said.
The Don and who ain't. We'll find out who the Hector and who the Achilles is. You ever watch the movie Troy? And you got the two top fighters of that era. Hector!
According to Sky Sports, Saudi Arabian authorities have said no charges are being pressed and that no further action will be taken at this stage. However, boxing fans have called for Fury Sr. to be banned from attending Saturday's heavyweight unification. Fury has made a habit of attempting to cause chaos in the build-up to big fights involving his family of fighters, but has taken things to a new level with his latest violent demonstration. Boxing supporters are furious with the actions of Fury Sr. and have called for fight organizers to discipline him severely. Posting on X, one boxing fan said, "Ban him from attending the fight." Another similarly shocked viewer commented, "Why does John Fury have to make it about him? Don't think I've ever seen any other boxer's dad so crave the limelight, embarrassing." Others described Fury Sr. as an absolute clown for his headbutt.
What do you think of that?
Oh, no, same. Show me.
While a different online post read, "He bopped the smallest guy. That tells you all you need to know about John Fury." Fury previously served 3 years in prison for assault in England. After gauging a man's eye in a brawl, Tyson was stunned after seeing his father had been left with a bloodied face. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.